Yeah, hi there, and I'm taking a look at the essay that you completed. I almost gave you a perfect score. After the first paragraph, I'm like, yes. I thought you were going to get that high score. You kind of went off a cliff when we got into that second paragraph with the topic sentence, and then you started to have some problems with sentence structure. So let's take a look at the essay and let's see what I'm talking about here. So I gave you 4.0 out of 5, so it's 25 points out of 30. So clearly you have very strong writing skills, right? Clearly. Okay, so let's look at what it says in the rubric here. For you have it'll have occasional noticeable errors in structure, word form, and use of idiomatic language, and then maybe what's called unclear connections, maybe some small areas there with organization, right? Okay, so what am I talking about here? So how about this? So the first paragraph was great, but look at the thesis here. You say, I would prefer to have a wonderful time with children by entertaining them with physical activities because sports make kids more energetic to perform better in their assigned tasks. So then I'm looking at the thesis. If working parents are trying to help children in their school tasks, they will be bored because they are already strained with their classwork. But if busy parents are spending time, that really helps them to relieve stress. But how does this relate to the energetic idea? So I think you need to have a better connection between the first point in the thesis and then this topic sentence here. So that's the only organizational issue I have with it. The rest of them are more grammatical areas. Let me show you just one problem here. Games, not only, you want to put relieve because games is plural, right? Games not only relieve stress, but also make. Notice how one problem with subject-verb agreement may cause other problems, and it just caused two here. It not only games not only relieve stress but also make youngsters more active. And this is your sentence boundary issue. Either a period or a semicolon is going to work better here. Consequently, their concentration increases and they can process the information faster. For instance, my son Nicky. And this is another issue. Why are we separating? We have my son Nicky. This is kind of like your subject, and you're separating that with a comma, so don't do that. Now, if you said maybe my son called Nicky, you might put two in there if you wanted to. Sometimes commas come in pairs, but it's in a positive, but it's very short. I don't think the comma is needed. So my son Nicky wants to play with me all the time. So whenever I play baseball with him, he is cheerful and almost on air. And almost, you might say, feels like he is maybe walking on air. Is that what you're trying to say? So that's a problem there. So those are the only problems I have time to point out right now. So make sure every topic sentence connects back to the thesis and control your sentence structure. Be careful about comma splices. This is the one here. Go to Google. What is a comma splice? Right? Make sure you understand that and avoid it. And then also be careful about subject-verb agreement. Be careful about that also. All right, so your score here is 25 points out of 30. If you go over to the grammar part of my online TOEFL course, I want you to study the punctuation videos. I think it talks about how to use commas, when not to use commas, and it also talks about the semicolon, the colon, the comma, and all of those. So review my punctuation videos because that will help you to improve your sentence structure. All right, and thank you for doing this practice.